Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Put another $1 in the Clownfish Was Right jar. Please.
I have to laugh though, because they're like, oh my gosh. Disney done messed up with that Fox acquisition. They overspent and they didn't get much back for it, so it was a dumb decision. You don't say! Oh my gosh.
So
what a concept.
We've been saying for probably 2 or 3 years now.
Since it happened.
That the Fox acquisition by Disney, by Bob Iger, one of the worst things they did because they really didn't get much out of it. Now they did get full control of Avatar out of it, but again, we're talking $71 billion for a lot of franchises that frankly have no shelf life. Like they're,
and then they mess them up, and then like Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yeah. So it was a huge miscalculation.
Can't wait for Titanic too.
Yeah, right. Coming to Disney, they'll have Titanic the series coming.
Yeah, here's what happened. Different stories from the ship.
Oh my God, you're giving them ideas. Somebody would do that too.
I know they would do that.
All right. Anyway, speaking of taking on water, let's talk about Disney and this Fox acquisition and how this has become the sticking point for Nelson Peltz and his aggressive dealings with the Disney board. Basically, he's like, Disney's incompetent. They bit off more than they could chew. And again, they were never going to spend this much on Fox. They only did it because Comcast ran them up.
Yeah.
They were thinking like $30 billion. And
it was like, 30 or 40. It ended up costing almost twice as much as they originally planned. Or was it more than twice as much?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like, I heard 30 to 35 billion, and then they wound up paying 71 billion for it, just so Iger could brag that he also had Fox. And out of that acquisition, they got very little for it.
And what they got with it, they're ruining. People are arguing that they're ruining different shows like Simpsons and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, they nerfed The Simpsons, nerfed Family Guy. So we'll talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. Guys, over 290, almost 291,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Make sure you're still subscribed. Ring the bell for notifications. Let's go out to the wrap. This is Scott Mendelson, who gets around. Scott Mendelson gets around. He used to be on Forbes. I don't know if he still is or not.
I don't know, but I saw this. I was like, Scott,
really?
Scott.
The box office success of Avatar: The Way of Water, which, yes, it's over $2 billion.
Okay, a couple things here I want to point out. Yes, it's over $2 billion. Again, we never said it wouldn't make money. We said it would probably not do well to this year, which was true. We said that it probably won't hit as high as the first one unless it's being re-released, which is also still true. And $2 billion plus sounds great, except even if you go by the way he edited his comment to be like, oh, it has to be like the 6th or the 8th highest grossing box office. And that's still 1.5 billion to break even. So when you figure that in play, I mean, not counting marketing and stuff, you're talking like it's like 600 million now or something like that. It's like what their profit is. It's not like it's a great big deal.
I mean, look, Avatar is going to be profitable, but I think Avatar is going to make up the deficit for a lot of other things that were not profitable. A lot of them actually being Fox movies or
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel. Yeah, they're not making the money at Marvel like they were. So yeah, they're kind of disguising. They're like, oh, yeah, it was worth $71 billion for a movie that made $2 billion. Math doesn't add up.
That's not how math works.
and the weird thing is when they bought Fox, they had all these movies in the pipeline. Some of them actually sounded pretty good, and they pulled the plug on it.
Some of them were pretty much complete, and they pulled the plug on it.
I know Mouse Guard was pretty far into production. Nimona, they had to restart on that. Whatever. But they pulled the plug on Blue Sky Studios too. Ice Age movies make a lot of money now. Disney's doing them themselves or something. It's like, what did you buy? Because every time you turn around, they're shutting something down. Something that they bought from Fox, they're either doing a really bad sequel or remake, or they're shutting it down.
And they sold off a lot of things to like gaming or different branches of it, what they got. But that doesn't come anywhere near what they paid. Like it might have offset some of it, but not anywhere in the numbers like they needed to do. It's going to take them years to claw back that money that they spent on this. And they got the control back, like for X-Men and stuff like that with it too.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they're going to find a way to milk and ruin. But it wasn't worth what they paid. And I want to remind you that when the COVID pandemic hit, Disney took a bunch of loans out.
Yes.
And some of those loans are like 10-year loans. Some are 20. I think some were like 50-year loans. Like they were some really drawn out loans that they're paying interest on. And they're talking, they took loans into the billions for that as well, on top of overspending on this.
Yeah. So this was Iger playing a very expensive game of chess, playing defense.
Now we got Scotty here with a no shit moment.
No shit. Everybody's saying it now because Nelson Peltz, but we've been saying it for 3 years.
It
3 years. But
since it happened.
It's okay. That's why Scott gets the big bucks and we don't. It's worth remembering that Fox put itself up for sale back in 2017, with the deal ultimately closing in 2019. Had Disney passed, runner-up Comcast, whose Peacock streamer is now projecting a $3 billion loss in 2023, would own 100% of Hulu instead.
True.
Universal and Peacock, which just passed 20 million paid subs, would benefit from Fox's IP riches.
Also, Disney has to pay off Comcast for the rest of Hulu.
Yeah, it's another
at
20,
the beginning.
30
Is
billion.
it this year or next year?
I think it's next year.
Next year. They have to. They owe them a bunch of money for that too.
So Disney got a part of Hulu and a huge footprint in India thanks to Star, said Sean Nyberg, an attorney who runs the Disney Beat podcast. And owns shares
That's
of the
true. They
company.
got Star.
Yeah. They also now own Fox and or FX and National Geographic. So basically, again, the reason Iger overpaid for it was to keep it out of Comcast's hands. But I don't think it was very smart. A deal whose benefits dissipated. Things didn't go as planned. You know, the pandemic happened. A lot of the movies bombed. Terminator Dark Phoenix bombed.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix bomb, yeah.
You know.
Oh, Dark Phoenix. Imagine that. I wonder why that could have gone
that.
down the wrong way.
By 2018, 26% of the domestic box office was made up of the 6 biggest grossers. In 2019, yeah, they're talking about how the box office kind of dissipated, and Disney, led that. But they said seemingly valuable kid-friendly Fox IP translated into streaming films like The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, Home Sweet Home Alone, and Night at the Museum. Come on, Raw rises again. Nobody watched any of this stuff. Like, again, $71 billion. And yeah, you got Avatar, but they already had a pre-existing relationship with James Cameron before because
So
they
it really
opened
didn't change anything for the parks.
No, it didn't change anything for the parks. Disney bought Fox and proceeded to bury it. Yeah, this is everything we've been saying. They basically bought Fox. They shut a bunch of stuff down.
They did some bad, remakes or, continuations like Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yeah, they bring up Blue Sky, shuttering it. Fox 2000 got shut down. Lots of movies that looked pretty good. Again, Mouse Guard, I was actually looking forward to. They shut that down. I guess they had a Mega Man movie, which we were spared from.
Okay, so there's
they
one
shut
plus side.
that down. But they said, yeah, The Simpsons is the most popular show on Disney Plus. Free Guy miraculously grossed $330 million in the summer of 2021. That's only so much value for $71 billion. Even, again, Avatar, as well as it's doing, it's not $71 billion.
You have to put it in context. You have to put it in context of how much they spent and compared to how much they made. And I don't think that counts marketing. So it's not making gangbusters in revenue.
This says like spending $25,000. This is what a rival exec says. Like spending $25,000 on a hybrid or electric car to save $3,000 a year on gas. The world may be a radically different place by the time you would have broken even and begun coming out ahead. And that's exactly what's going on.
That's exactly what we've been saying.
They want to dominate streaming, and Disney Plus is doing it basically without the Fox IP. They did not need the Fox IP.
I can't even. Everybody's coming out now and saying the same things, this and other things. We've been saying this the whole time. And I want to remind everyone, we took so much shit. We still take a lot of shit. Oh, the clown shoes, they're clowns. They don't know anything about Disney. Ha, ha, ha. They're negative. Because don't you know, negativity and honesty are the exact same thing, even though they're not. And we have taken like so many hits. And now they're all coming out and saying the same damn things we've been saying. It's really frustrating. Yeah. All the middle fingers.
God. So this has become the big sticking point for this boardroom battle going on. They're basically like, Disney is not good with money. This was a stupid decision. They need to really focus on rebuilding their own brand instead of going out there and trying to buy everything and running it into the ground.
If they got it for even 30-some billion, I think was ever spending. But if they got it for that, okay, they sold a lot of stuff off. It's not that big a deal. But because they overspent on this, that's what put them in the position where they had to take billions in loans over COVID.
Yeah.
And everything else. I mean, even Elizabeth Warren called them out before COVID about the dividends and the shares they're paying out and how much money they spent on Fox, but their cast members were living in squalor.
So the irony in all this, right, is they went and they bought Fox. They basically went to Rupert Murdoch's garage sale and bought all his used IP. Overpaid for it.
If you want 30 for this, we'll give you 70.
He went and bought freaking brilliant. He went and bought Tubi for like $500 million, and it was already ready to go. So he bought Tubi and he basically started rebuilding Fox again from the ground up. Fox is doing animation again now.
They have the money to do it.
Yeah, they have the money to do it. They're using Disney's money to build a leaner, meaner competitor.
No, it's going to take years till it gets to that point.
Oh, I'm sure. But
let's be honest.
But Tubi just signed a deal I saw with HBO Max. I guess they're going to be putting a lot of the shows that they pulled off of Max, like Westworld and stuff like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're putting them on Tubi. So, they really miscalculated. They really miscalculated with this one. And again, other than Avatar and getting the rights back to some Marvel stuff, which they're going to ruin
and
anyway.
They got the rights back to the Star Wars original.
The original,
be able to put them out in DVD or whatever, so they can find a way to ruin those.
I mean, Aliens is a dead franchise at this point. It's like you didn't really buy anything. And, the stuff, the animation, the adult animation they bought, they nerfed it. So...
And what animation does is, people, it's just for kids. Adults don't want that. No. Remember, that's what Chapek said.
That's right. Adults don't want that. So just stop making it.
I guess.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Yeah, bye.